Hey, what's up, guys? Just saw a couple pepper related videos on YouTube, so guess what that means? I'm gonna try another pepper. I got some red Savina Habaneros. You saw this in the unboxing from my friend Ryan, or Haas. Jack Lobster. He's got three names. um, yes, I did a fresh pepper review on a habanero, I want to say maybe 2 years ago. But it was an orange habanero, and I only bit into it. I never actually took the whole pod. That was kind of when I was new to eating fresh peppers and stuff like that. And I kind of always knew that the heat was in the base, but quite honestly, in that video, I think it was just getting really hot, so I just never finished the pepper. But I wanted to do this one. Um, the red habaneros, red sabinas, are the hottest of the habanero varieties, the family of habaneros. I think the oranges average, they can get up to 350,000 in some cases, but on average, your like store-bought orange and slightly orangey green habaneros are around the 200,000 mark for Scovilles, whereas the red ones average 300,000 and could get up to 500,000. Don't know what these are. Just depends, if the plant was stressed or growing conditions. A lot of factors with that. But I can guarantee it's gonna be hot. That's all I can guarantee. And I have I have no drink here, but I do have something interesting. I want to see if my neighbor cleaned out her closet, not her closet, her kitchen pantry, and she gave me a bunch of things to the house. And I normally don't have this in the house, but now I do. And chocolate syrup. And I want to see if that actually helps to cool the heat down, which it probably won't, but I'm sure it'll taste good anyway. I haven't had chocolate syrup in a really long time, so I may just give this a little squirt. So, anyway, with no further ado, let me grab a fresh habanero. Now, I did not prepare for this. I need a piece of paper. Hang on a second. There we go. On paper. Got my fresh habanero. Let's see. I have a bunch of knives here that are coming up for review. Which one should I use as a little teaser? With this one. Yes, little teaser for you. All right. So here's the fresh hab. Pull off the stalk or stem. Not a whole lot of smell going on there. Oh, I dropped it on the ground. I don't want to get it before Gus does. All right. We're good with that. Now, let me cut this baby. You know what? Actually, I'm going to use my... No, I'm not. I was going to use that fruit tester again, but it might still have some juice from the ghost pepper on it, so I don't want to cross-contaminate and make this hotter than it is. So back to this knife, mystery knife. You know what knife this is? Of course you do. You're a knife guy or a knife girl, so you know your stuff. All right. So let me cut this pot open and see what we got on the inside. Ooh, nice and fresh. Yes, that will. Ooh, man, that's strong. All right. Yeah, it's nice, strong aroma. Not that different, honestly, from the ghost pepper. In the pungency of the smell. I mean, when you cut into this, you can kind of see there. I mean, you're not getting a whole lot of detail. There's not like little sweaty capsaicinoids, if you will, dripping off the placenta on this one like the Buchalokia. However, it is very strong smelling, and even the placenta itself, it has this really rich kind of rose color. And you could actually, you know what? If I give it a little squeeze, you could see some oils in there. Anyway. The smell is very fruity. It really does smell very similar to the ghost pepper, and just in that fruity not really smoky on this one, but I don't know. It's fruity, but in a pepper sense. It's not like I smell kiwi or strawberry or anything like that, but it's got that kind of a citrusy fruit smell and a whole lot of pepper smell. But it does smell actually really strong. The orange habanero that I've eaten, not just that one in the video, but orange habs in general. Occasionally I'll buy them and I'll pop them as a snack and then realize that they are too hot for me to just enjoy as snacks, eating them raw. I like to cook with them for the most part. But anyway, yeah, that's it. So let me put this back together. and down it already, and then see if that chocolate sauce helps. So the hottest of the habaneros. Now that's a really vibrant red. That looks like a delicious, juicy, like gummy bear or something. But it's not. It's extremely hot pepper. And no spit buckets, so I'm just gonna have to man up on this one. Here we go. Immediate heat right away. Good flavor. Very thin-walled, just like the. Oh, here comes the heat. And surprisingly, a tingle. The tip of my tongue has a, like when your hand falls asleep, and then you feel the blood rushing back into your hand, and it's kind of tingly. I got that immediately on the tip of the tongue, which I never really had before with the pepper. It's really hot, but it's not overwhelming. When you try like the super hots, I mean, obviously I just did a ghost pepper not too long ago, and it kicks your butt so much that, well, drool's starting to come up now. That something like a habanero, even the red Savinas, I mean, they're really hot. Don't get me wrong; it's ridiculously hot, but I don't feel as panicky. You know, like I know nothing's gonna happen. I'm not gonna have a panic attack or pass out, you know, or fall over and croak. It's just a hot pepper. But let's see. Very thin-walled, so not a whole lot of meat. Like when you're chewing the pepper, it's not a whole lot of pepper. It's actually very thin, similar to a cayenne in the meatiness of the pepper. It's not like a delicious, juicy, thick, with thick-walled or thick-skinned or anything like that. It's really thin, and you do pick up a lot on the seeds, and the texture is very similar to the ghost pepper in that sense. But the flavor is good. I have to say, as far as habaneros go, the chocolate habanero is my favorite tasting pepper. And no, it doesn't taste like chocolate whatsoever. It's just called the chocolate hab because it's brownish in color. But it has a really, really good flavor. And it's kind of hard to explain, but the first time I've ever been exposed to it was in Black Mamba hot sauce, which was, it's an extract sauce. So even though I like the flavor of the habaneros, it was being covered by the extract, which is nasty, metallic-y crap. But anyway, back to the pepper. Whole mouth burn. I mean, when you first chew it, it's a whole mouth burn. Immediately, boom, in your face. Kind of takes your breath away for a second. When you first swallow it, you get that punch in the throat. And if you've ever experienced a super hot or something, you know what I'm talking about. That initial you're like, I know it's going to be hot, but then when you swallow, you're like, and a lot of times what you'll see is people coughing. They'll just go, because you can't help it. You're like, your body's like, whoa, what's going on in the throat? This peaked really, really hot, but obviously I'm not crying or anything. And believe it or not, it's starting to dissipate, it's starting to go downhill. A lot of drool. Being polite and swallowing it, and every time you swallow your hot chili drool, yes, it burns more. It's more tolerable to spit it out, but I'm not going to be all gross and stuff. Last time I watched my ghost pepper video, and I was drooling on myself, and it grosses me out. And I know it grosses you out too. So try not to spit or anything. Yeah, flavor's okay. I much prefer cooking with this. In fact, I've used red habaneros before for stir fries, and it's fantastic. Just strip up some white meat chicken, chicken breast. Strip up some, kind of like if you're making fajitas or something. I do long strips of yellow onion. I do long strips of green bell pepper. Also some red bell pepper if I have it. I'll throw in a little bit of soy sauce, and then just mix the whole thing in a frying pan until the peppers brown up real nice, and then I'll throw in a couple of these. Now with these, I don't put them in strips. I dice them up so I can tell the difference. So when I take a bite, I can take a little bit more pepper if I want to increase that heat, But I just eat it over rice. I don't put it in like fajita wraps or anything, although that would be much better. Yeah, the heat, it's going away. It's hot. It's really hot. Don't get me wrong. I know it doesn't seem very impressive, like oh, that's not hot. Trust me, it's really hot. But it's not a super hot. It's not these ridiculous world's hottest peppers kind of a thing, so it's tolerable. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try this chocolate while it's still burning me to see if this helps or not. Actually, there's not much left in here, so I gotta really shake it. Yeah, I'm just curious. Plus, it's been a long time since I had some chocolate syrup. Mmm, that is good. And the verdict? Nope. Didn't help one bit. Not for the heat. But I'll tell you what, it tasted good. So, yeah. Anyway, I guess that's it. There's not much else to say. Except for here's that knife again. And like I said, I know you knife guys, you know what knife this is. I got to clean it off before I end up cutting myself with it and getting this pepper juice in my skin. But anyway, that's it. Thank you very much, Haas. I appreciate the pods again. I have a couple more to show. Actually, the other ones I think I've done reviews on, except for the bird's eye. When I'm growing my own bird's eye peppers too, when those are done, I might do another pod review of yours compared to mine, or just yours or whatever. But the bird's eye pepper, I've had dried ones that were sent to me from a viewer in California, and they're teeny tiny little peppers. Also, I think the Pequin pepper is what its official name is, but also known as the bird's eye. I believe offhand that it's one of the hottest peppers in Africa. Actually, you know what? I think that's the pepper used in the the rhino sauce. No, I'm wrong. I'm confusing everything. The peri pepper is in the rhino sauce, but that might also just be another name for bird's eye. I don't know. Chili heads chime in. That's a tongue twister. Chili heads chime in. All right. So anyway, now I'm dragging it on. Yes, the red Savina, really good pepper for heat, but it's still tolerable. It's still within that I'm not going to die limit. Cooking with it is awesome. Cooking with it does cut the heat a little bit. Having it fresh like I did is about as hot as you're ever going to experience it. But don't be afraid to experiment. Go to your local store. I mean, these were grown, fresh off the plant. They weren't purchased. But to buy habaneros at a store, it'll literally cost you like 6 cents. They're nothing because they sell them by the pound and they weigh nothing. They're extremely light. And you don't need a pound of them. Just get 2 or 3 and try it out. At least it'll give you... Habaneros are great because I always recommend people say like, oh, I want to try something really hot, but I don't want to kill myself. What would you recommend me trying? And I always tell them 2 things. I say, first, try a fresh jalapeno. I don't care if you've had jalapenos on burgers or jalapeno poppers. No. A fresh jalapeno is as hot as you're ever going to experience it. And I know people who love putting pickled jalapenos on stuff, and they're like, oh, I love jalapenos. They're not hot at all. No. I just got to burn in the throat again. Now, pickled jalapenos and the jalapenos you get in jars and stuff like that, they're not as hot as when they are fresh. Trust me, a lot of times they are dumbed down or sweetened up so that they are more tolerable as far as heat. Take a fresh jalapeno from the store and eat it. Eat it like a pickle. Just bite into it. And if that's tolerable for you and you can take that heat, get yourself a habanero. And then you'll know where you stand. If a habanero is still like nothing to you, you're like, oh, it's no big deal. Then you can try super hots. But please, please, please do not, if you're not used to eating spicy food and stuff, don't go out and get a ghost pepper and eat it with your friends. Don't get the Trinidad scorpion, the Moruga scorpion. Forget all that crap. It's gonna hurt you. All right. It can't physically hurt you, but what it can do is cause you extreme discomfort, which may lead to panic and other problems. So yes, you can get hurt from peppers. Not directly by peppers, but by the byproduct of they're freaking you out, really. So anyway, that's all. Yes, no heat reduction from chocolate syrup. However, very delicious. I wish I had a nice bowl of ice cream to put it on. But anyway, that's all. Thanks for watching. Appreciate your time as always, and I will see you soon. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.